find our seats and get started in just a minute. Good evening. First of all, wow, where is this year gone? Seems like it was August and we're just starting fall sports. But anyhow, welcome to the 29th annual Bolivar-Richburg Sports Banquet. I'd like to thank the members of the Board of Education that are here tonight, Mr. Leichner, Mr. Marchison, sports booster members, coaching staff, parents, family, and friends for taking the time tonight to honor our student athletes. Also, a special thank you to the custodians for setting the gym up, and my secretary, Mrs. McPherson and Mrs. Walters, who did so much to help today. Seniors, you leave here with an incredible legacy. Be proud of all the blood, sweat, and tears you put in as VR athlete. This was an incredible year for our athletes here at Bolivar-Richburg. We had over 125 athletes participate at the varsity level. A lot of them competed in 3 sports this year. Always remember, we are VR. Once again, our student athletes provided us with a fun and exciting year of sports. Through their commitment and hard work, the students and coaches, along with our support from our parents, school personnel, and community, we had a great number of accomplishments achieved this year. They range from all-stars at the league tournament, sectional levels. We had tournament and game MVPs, champions, including individual and team county champions, 5 individual sectional champions, and 1 team sectional champion. Also had a team advance to the state Final Four, and 2 athletes advanced to the state tournament. Almost all of our teams earned Scholar Athlete Awards from the state. The first awards we will pass out tonight are our school records. We're going to start with boys soccer and Coach Silver.
As some of you may know, last year we had a season of firsts. We had a really great season, and we had records that were broken since back in the early 2000s. We had goals in a season by Reese Gaines, assists in a season by Aiden Sisson, shutouts in a season by Dave Nando, team shutouts, team wins, etc., etc., etc. Okay? We had 2 records that would have been broken last year, but their careers weren't done yet. So the first one is career shutouts. That record was set back in 2001 with 10. And this year, at the end of his career, he shattered that record, which is a true statement to the team he had around him, his hard work, his dedication towards his craft, and the attitude that he brought with him, even though he always had his parents nervous as heck in the stand. The new record is now 21 career shutouts held by David Nando. The second record that was broken was career assists. That record was 19, and this year at the end of his career, he too shattered that record, which is also a true testament to the team around him, his hard work, and his dedication towards his craft. The new record now is 34 assists, held by 86.
Next up for school records is girls volleyball and Coach Elliott.
All right. Our first school record was Anna Masco, most Our next one is Brenna Wells with most digs in a season, 296. Brenna also broke the record for most service points in a season with 259. And lastly, most aces in a season with 86.
Next up is wrestling with Coach Taylor.
Okay. Well, as you know, Trent still holds most of these records, but this year we had a couple kids do things that we didn't think were going to be possible. First up, we had Gary McDowell with a perfect season, 27-0. Unfortunately, he wasn't short of a broken leg. We're going to get that back next year, right? Okay, next we have a record that's probably never going to get beat. I say that, but we had a kid have 114 career pins, and I think he had 157 total wins. So that means you do the math. Most of his matches he won was by pin. So with 114 pins, Kate Hammer.
Next up with indoor track and field is Coach Jones.
So we got a smaller team this year, but I still have one that went out and broke the record. So Maggie Bell set the 55-year record in 8:39.
And the last school record is baseball. This guy, most painful award, but most hit by pitch in the season. And it did end the season, unfortunately, but most hit by pitches in the season was 17. David McDonald. We're going to do our first door prize. It'll be a red ticket. Actually, blue. Colorblind. Blue ticket, 667325. 667325. Whoever has it, please go over and see Mrs. Walters. At this time, we're going to announce our Coaches Awards and Most Valuable Players, starting with our fall sports. As the winners are announced, please come forward to receive your award from your coach. First up is football. Coach Smith had something come up at the last second and asked me to fill in. So there's no speaker. Sorry, football guys. Again, football, we played 8-man this year. It was a great year. We were able to advance to the sectional finals where we lost to the two-time defending state champion. But it was a great season. If all the senior football players can stand up, I see you out there. You can stand up. Thank you for your dedication to football. Our coaches award. This guy worked his tail off. not just on the field, but in the weight room and pushing other kids and being a mentor to the younger players. Our Coaches Award this year goes to Zach Mitchell. And this year's MVP also put in a lot of time, was a great leader, both offensively, defensively, just like Zach and others. This year's MVP was Kate Allen. And now we're going to go with football cheerleading, Coach Bentley.
Me, but I promise there is no intention to, and she will know exactly what I am talking about. But if something ever goes wrong, or doesn't work, breaks, or gets messed up, it is always her fault. She knows. Always. No matter what. But she has an incredible sense of humor, brings fun wherever she goes, and I appreciate her for what she brought to our team. So my Coaches Award goes to Lakota. Never let it stop her big personality from shining through. She gave it her all, always, and I've had the pleasure of coaching her, and I know that she will go on to do great things. My MVP goes to Genesis. The ticket number is 667287.
We're going to welcome Coach Zolker back up for boys soccer.
All right, I was planning on piggybacking off of the records that we had broken, but I'll just pick up where we left off. But as for our season, we had high hopes after last year. We ended our season in the finals, losing 1-0 to a tough team, and we were returning a lot of players, a lot of starters. So we had high hopes for this season. Unfortunately, the injury bug hit us. We had high ankle sprains, concussions, problems with our hips, and just numerous things that kind of took us back a little bit. But with that, we ended up going into sectionals as the 8th seed, and we took down the 9th seed to make it into the quarterfinals. Took down the number 1 seed once we were all finally healthy, and then we got beat in semis. Semis was basically, we've been there for the last 4 years straight, so it was kind of familiar territory, but we got beat in overtime by a tough Bolivar-Richburg team, okay? So, with that being said, I want to thank all the players, especially because when we started a U12 summer soccer travel team, a lot of these kids were the first ones with it. So it was Reese and Caden and Aiden and Landon, David Adco, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some of you, but you guys were the start of it all. So you guys have been with me through the thick and thin, okay? So I appreciate all of you, the parents that have taken you to all these different places, okay? This year's Coach Award goes to a young man that has been a 3-year starter for me. He came in with a big spot to fill, did a fabulous job. Over the course of those 3 years, he even accumulated and broke a couple records. He has a great attitude, always poured out his heart and soul into the game of soccer. He was selected as a starter and a captain for this year's Corporate Cup Silver team. And this year's recipient of the Coaches Award goes to selected this year is a three-time All-Star selection, an All-Tournament Team selection, a County Player of the Year selection, a Big 30 All-Star, and also holds a record for most goals in a season with 27, and is also one of the fastest kids I've ever seen. This young man has been also selected to the Corporate Cup on the gold team. This year's MVP is Reese Gaines. Lucky number is 667428. No one? 667428.
Our next sport is girls soccer and coach level.
Before I give out our Coaches Awards, I would like to just recognize the four seniors, Kylie Gruber, Claire Payford, Sarah Perkins, and Caitlin Snyder, for your dedication to the Bolivar-Richburg girls soccer program. We wish you the best of luck in the future. Our Coaches Award this year goes to a player who significantly improved throughout the season. She ended up being a really integral part of our defense and probably was one of our best defensive players on the team. This is someone that the other girls look up to, and she's always a silent leader on the field. So our Coaches Award this year goes to Addie Hackett. The MVP award goes to a player who was a major component of our offense. She was often asked to play up top and in the midfield, both of which she excels at. This player would also occasionally draw the task of marking the opposing team's biggest offensive threat. This season, she was named an Allegheny County All-Star. Her mental toughness and work ethic is one that others look to emulate. This year's Most Valuable Player award goes to Tegan Sybil. Six, 391.
And we're going to finish up the fall sports with girls volleyball and Coach Elliott.
All right. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the players and teams that made it to state this year. The wrestlers and the baseball team, way to make our school proud and our community proud. The varsity volleyball team had a great season this year with a total record of 12-5. We ended up losing in our third round of sectional playoffs to Alexander. Our players earned some awards throughout the season, including Brenna Wells, Corey Thomas, and Carmen Crowley, who made Allegheny County All-Stars. Brenna Wells and Carmen Crowley also made All-Tournament team for the Allegheny Steuben County Tournament. Last week, Corey Thomas was chosen as a Section 5 All-Star. My first award is the Coaches Award. This athlete is seriously one of a kind. She has been an amazing leader, actually one of the best leaders I've seen on my volleyball team. She is always putting in time to make herself better and for her team, which has shown over the years. This player is never thinking of herself and is always thinking of her team first. She is the first one in the gym setting up equipment and the first to start taking down equipment after practice. She is the perfect picture of what a captain on a team should be and act like. This Coaches Award goes to Corey Thomas for being an amazing leader and captain on his team. you have been an outside hitter your entire volleyball career. But you are one of my best passers, and I need to switch you to libero. Her comment to me was, you know best, and I will do whatever is most beneficial to the team. She never once complained about the switch and carried the attitude that I will do what is best for my team all season long. She was another one that would be the first one getting things around for practice and the last one to be therapist. She was a great team player this year, pushing her team to their best on and off the court. She had 296 digs this year, 86 aces, and 259 service points. My MVP award goes to Freda Wells, not only for being a great team player, but for your incredible skills this season.
Now we're going to transition into the winter sports. First up is boys basketball and Coach Thomas.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to start by recognizing all the players from our team this year, starting with the underclassmen. We have Landon Barkley, Wade Carnute, Kingston Louse, Brayden Tilker. That is where that team ends, but the rest are all seniors. So those four boys have a lot of work to do in the offseason because we're saying goodbye to 7 absolutely incredible seniors. Those guys are David Abdo, Reese Gaines, Caden Giardini, James Martinson, Caleb Miller, Trevor Porter, and Aiden Sisson. I can't say enough about what a joy and honor it has been to coach these boys. They're tireless workers, great teammates, and just flat out fun to be around. There's never been a dull moment, starting with Reese's ability to clear everybody out of the paint without even touching a single person. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. And then there's the good old-fashioned Caden Giardini clothesline when somebody tried to drive by him, usually Aiden, but he wasn't the only one. There's a myriad of other positive memories with this team that I will carry with me for the rest of my life, and that's a testament to who they are as people, not just basketball players. Seniors, you've left behind an incredible legacy in everything you've taken on in your careers, not just basketball. I think I can safely speak for all the coaches when I say that you'll be sorely missed next year, but we wish you the absolute best in your futures. Underclassmen, these guys are leaving behind some big shoes to fill, but I'm excited to see what you all bring to the table next year. I could go on for hours about how much I love and appreciate these fine young men, but at this time I'd like to present this year's award for the 4 winners for boys basketball. When you have a group as talented and dedicated as these boys, choosing the award winners is an absolute nightmare. Too many deserving candidates and only 2 spots. Even when I narrowed it down to what I felt were the 2 most obvious ones, I would consider both of these boys to be team MVPs and the ideal athlete that any coach would like to have on their team. Here's what I've settled on. I'm going to buck the trend a little bit, just kind of based on how I view these 2 awards this year. Present the MVP award first. The team MVP for this year is going to a guy who was a little hesitant and felt overwhelmed at times last year in his sophomore season, and in 1 year developed into probably one of the most well-rounded players I've ever had. Not only was he one of our top scorers, but he also led or was at least in the top 3 in every other category that we tracked this year. Not only that, but he was routinely tasked with guarding one of the top 2 players on the other team, and always had one of the top 2 defenders guarding him throughout the game. He really stepped it up as a leader and a captain this year, being more vocal when the time called for it, and leading by example with his hard work and attention to detail. Pile that all together, and you've got someone who received several honors throughout the season. It started with an all-star performance in the season-opening ACE tournament in Fortville, continued with a massive showing in the revenge game against Bath, outshining his counterpart offensively, defensively, and in the composure of the varsity for the most part. At the end of the season, he was honored by being included among All-Stars for Allegheny County. He was also a silver team selection for the Big 30 All-Stars. He was a key contributor to the success of the team this year. So to cap off the summer season, this year's MVP for boys basketball is Landon Martin. present the MVP first this year. Is it on top of the traditional criteria associated with the Coaches Award? I view this one as more of a career achievement award as well. The Coaches Award is going to a guy who has been my right-hand man for the past 2 seasons. It was even a contributor during his sophomore season before I took over. I can't think of anyone who loves this game and his team more than this individual. From countless open gyms and optional practices to study hall conversations and halftime check-ins, this young man capitalized on every opportunity in front of him to improve his game and encourage his teammates to do the same. When you want to win as much as he does, everything else seems to fall into place. Along with being a massive factor in the team's success already mentioned, this individual has collected multiple ACE Tournament All-Star and MVP selections, 2 Allegheny County All-Star nods, 2 Big 30 All-Star selections, silver last year and gold this year, the coveted honors being selected in the Ronald McDonald All-Star basketball game, and to top it all off, being only the 3rd boy and 6th athlete in VR history to eclipse the 1,000-point mark in his or her career, finishing 2nd on the all-time scoring list. None of that happened without this young man's unrivaled love for this game. None of that happened without the blood, sweat, and tears it takes to achieve those accolades and reach those milestones. To say that he is a pleasure to coach is about as big of an understatement as it gets. He raised the bar for what the Coaches Award recipient should be, and I can't even express how much this student athlete has meant to me both on and off the court over the years. This year's Coaches Award winner goes not just to a basketball star, but also my unofficial assistant coach and just one of the best all-around human beings out there. Please give it up one last time for Aiden Sinkinen.
Next up is cheerleading and Coach Banquet.
All right. I'm going to start off with my Coaches Award. I just want to say that I got extremely lucky having this girl on my team this year. In the beginning of the season, I always asked her, like, can you do this? Can you flip? Can you jump? And so much more. Her answers were always yes, 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 and I don't know, but I'll try, which always ended with a yes, I can. She's been really put to the test, and not only until mid-season did I find out how serious of a back issue that she was working with, and what she was actually pushing her body to do. That is perseverance like I have never seen. She is strong, athletic, kind, and extremely coachable, which in turn made me the lucky one. I am beyond grateful that I got to see her talent and that she chose to give competitive cheer a try. My Coaches Award goes to Addie Amadon. All right, and now for my MVP. This award goes to a girl that brings a lot to the table. She's funny, she's smart, and she's willing to try anything asked of her. She can be extremely awkward in the best possible way, and almost always is awkward intentionally. She has always pushed herself to keep trying, even when it was difficult, and she does not complain. At least I think she doesn't complain, because she might actually be complaining, but she's so quiet that you can't really tell. So I'm just going to say that she doesn't complain. Quiet might not be a trait that you picture with cheerleading, but come time to compete, she would shine. She is a senior that I would be sad to let go of, and truly she will be missed. It is an honor to give this award to Sarah Banquet.
Next up is wrestling.
I'll give you guys a quick recap of the season. Injuries, more injuries. You know, first time in a handful of years we've had injuries this bad. We started off with the first tournament of the year. Abe Smith dislocated elbow. Trey Buell on the shoulder. That pretty much does it when you have a 10-man team. Now you're down to 2 people, 13 weight. Then we moved on, got some kids back. Not Aiden, of course, he was out for a couple months. Showing Teagan Civil got the MOW at our tournament. I think somebody else got another along the way. As we're preparing for sectionals, you know, we got everybody back, healthy, even Aiden. Put on a pretty good showing. We had 10 guys. 6 made the finals. We lost by a team with a full roster. They had 18 kids in the lineup, something like that. So I won't go any farther there. As I call your name, please come up here. Start with Junior. Junior had a phenomenal season going. He's one of the 5 sectional champions. He was league MOW. Got his 100th career win. We're going into after the sectional win, we get the seeds. He's the #1 seed for state qualifiers. Practice that same one of those injury plagued seasons we've done. Next we got Trey Buell. You know, hurt his shoulder, got himself back to about 80%, I would say. Got his 150th career win. Trey's also a senior. He's going to be one of the ones he's missing in a row. All right, then you got Teagan Civil. Teagan's stronger than most of these guys on the team. Let me put that out there. She is tougher mentally and probably physically than most of the guys on the team. Fortunately, this year, she had to wrestle Presley in the finals. She's Big 30 MOW for 3 years now. Got her 100th career win. She got the tournament MVP. She took second at the girls' state tournament. This year, she's going to be competing in the very first sanctioned New York State tournament, as long as she stays healthy. All right, now on to the awards. We'll start with the coach's award. Caden Allen. All right, Caden was the league MVP. He's another multiple-time sectional champion. State representative for 2 years in a row. Did that how we hoped this year. Again, he got his 150th career win this year. Had 117 of those right now. And then for the MVP, it's Mr. Hit by Pitch, Taven Magdalene. All right, David, sectional champion. Again, first team All-Star, state representative. I'm not going to rub it in too much, but this year he took 4. He also received his 150th career win. Six, 363.
Next up is boys volleyball and Coach Soldier.
kid, like I said before, I always let the kids vote because they always know who is a true leader on the floor, who puts in a lot of effort. And really, you don't want to go into this kid. The kids voted again this year. They voted for a kid that always worked hard, has tons of potential, and can really spike the volleyball. He has hops like I haven't seen in a long time. He jumped right out of the gym. We just had a struggle getting him the ball. So that was where our struggles came in. But this kid, great attitude, great kid. This year's MVP is Dustin Murray. $667,367.
And we'll finish up winter sports with indoor track and field, Coach Jones.
All right, so I'll start with my MVP. So my MVP this year was somebody who was always willing to kind of help all, always there to help anybody who needed it, and always kind of served as somebody who I think a lot of the other athletes. So this year my MVP was Corey Thomas. And that's my coach's award. I wanted to give this to an athlete who I thought just put in a lot of work this year. And this was her first year ever running track. So, and being an 8th grader, I think she kind of had a lot to kind of go over that. I'll give this to you. This is Maddie Bell. Maddie Bell. 667,296.
Okay, we're going to move on to spring sports, and baseball will go first. So baseball season was incredible, one word. None of this would have been possible without my assistant coaches, Brad Hubels, Frank Smith, and Justin Thomas. Please give them a round of applause. Also, I cannot forget the person behind the scenes. He does the stats. He puts up with all the guys in the dugout and does the post-game write-ups. This guy's been in the dugout since I started. Please give Mr. McDowell a big round of applause. And I'm going to hear about that later. Again, this was a great ride this year. We started off an enjoyable week down at the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach. We got to play a game at St. Bonaventure this year. Got to play 3 games at Hope University. Got to play at Salamanca on that nice complex. Binghamton University, one of the best college fields I've seen. And 14 games right here at home. This year we're going to lose 7 incredible seniors. When your name's called, please stand up. Aiden Sisson, Aiden Smith, Caleb Miller, Reese Gaines, Trey Buholtz, Landon Arnold, Kate Down. Big seniors along with juniors, Landon Barkley, Maddox Davison, David McDonnell, Wade Carnute, and Charlie Manatello, and sophomores Houston Laux and Brady Silker made up this team this year. As the season went on, it seemed we got better. We started playing more as a team, and things just started to fall into place. Their drive to succeed became stronger. It was evident in practice. They were pushing each other. They wanted the extra hitting. They wanted to come in on Sundays. They just couldn't get enough baseball. That drive led them to be as successful as they were. We went 12-0 in the league, earned the #1 seed for Class C2, which in my long coaching career, that's the first time we've ever been the #1 seed. So, it's over 20 years. We were lucky enough to get 3 home sectional games. Had that monster victory over Geneseo in the sectional finals. Then we had victories over Letchworth and Wilson to advance to the state final 4. As we know, things didn't go the way we wanted it to that day, but I couldn't be more proud of this team of everything they achieved this year. I'd personally like to thank the parents who gave so much to this program. You've given up your vacations to go wherever I take this team. You provide food, you get your donations, and leave the cheering in the crowd. Last, I would like to thank our school administrators, custodians, grounds crew, bus drivers, and most importantly, our fans. When I looked up in the stands there last Friday, I was amazed to see how many people drove all the way to Binghamton to support us. As one of the reporters asked me after the game, or mentioned after the game, it seemed like 90% of the crowd was Bolivar-Richburg. We didn't know you had that many people in your town. Once again, this was an incredible season, and it's something I'll always remember, and I hope you do as well. Moving on to my Coach's Award. Coach's Award is a kid that proved so much throughout the years. And he put the time and effort in. Remember coaching him back in travel ball years ago, and I was just hoping to stay in baseball after travel ball. But this kid didn't let a ball pass him this year, it seemed like. Every coach mentioned how our team was around our catcher. So my Coach's Award goes to Aiden Sisson. And this year's MVP, he's been with me for 4 years. He's battled through some injuries throughout those years. But every time there was a big game, he wanted the ball. And he came through. Good leader, good teammate, and he lives and breathes baseball. And he'll be playing next year at Finger Lakes Community College. Best of luck. But my MVP is Trey Buchholz. Baking soda, whatever your secret is. Okay. 667-306. 306. Next up, we have softball and Coach Lovell.
If you had a chance to watch any of our games this season, you know that the end looks significantly different from the beginning. This year, we worked hard on improving the mental component of our game, and I believe that we accomplished this by the end of the season. At our end of the season meeting, I asked players to reflect on the season, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that they wrote down when asked about their favorite moments. How smoothly the new players transitioned, building a foundation to expand on next year, bonding with our teammates and coaches, being part of a team that supports each other, staying locked in and being together as a team, how we stayed positive and came together to play well at the end of the season, the improvement and growth we made from the attitude game to the friendship style game, and how far we came as a team. Common themes of spending time with teammates and working collectively to achieve a goal were all there in their responses. These are all the things that every high school sport should be focusing on, and as a coach, it makes me proud of the program culture we have and continue to cultivate. The Coach's Award this season was a tough one for me. We had a lot of young players that improved a lot throughout the season, so choosing one was kind of a hard thing for me to do. But I believe that this athlete was our most improved player. She was a newcomer and she earned a starting spot and worked hard to maintain that throughout award goes to a player who leads by example and is a positive role model for those around her. She strives to be the best that she can be, and this year worked especially hard to improve the mental aspect of her game. This paid off for her on the mound, and she finished the season with an overall record of 10-6 in the circle. She tossed 105 innings, collecting 148 strikeouts with an ERA of 2.4. On the offensive side, she hit 451 with 11 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 30 RBIs. This year's Most Valuable Player award goes to Riley Whiting. 667-354.
Next up is tennis to Coach Ball.
We had a great year in tennis this year. Two of the schools we normally play, their teams folded, and we were the largest team of any team that we faced. So I want to thank all the players that came out for tennis this year. I also want to thank Mr. Allen and the district for getting us a tennis shed, as well as a new tennis ball machine. More on that in a moment. Coaching in the spring is always tricky because it's such a short season and the weather is so unpredictable. So I wanted to thank all the players for being patient, getting practice in the lower gym without any tennis ball lines or nets. We finished with an overall record this year of 5-7. We would have been 500 on the regular season, but our last match against the team that we would have beat was canceled. And two of our losses were against a team that we normally do not play, but that's because the two schools folded this year. We finished second in our Allegheny County League, with our only league losses coming against Fillmore, who's always a powerhouse. I always ask three things of my tennis players. First, I say be better today than yesterday. Second, be better tomorrow than today. And third, most importantly, have fun. And I feel like we did have a lot of fun this year. Now for a few awards. The Coaches Award this year goes to a senior who actually played tennis for the first time this season. This player showed a lot of effort in our practices and did exactly what I asked. We tried to improve our serve. He showed great improvement from the start of the season to the end. He finished his first season of tennis with numerous match wins, including winning his match in second singles and team sectionals. We did go to Five Guys Burgers after individual sectionals, and he was dipping his fries in his milkshake, so we'll forgive him for that. But the Coaches Award goes to Dustin Murphy. And now for our MVP. About that tennis machine, Mr. Allen, the first day we used it, I was having the MVP try out first, and he had a really great return, but it did kind of break the machine a little bit, so let's see about getting that again. So this award for MVP goes to a senior who's played tennis all 4 seasons. During the last 2 seasons, he played first singles for us. Second year, he played the best players from every other team. I am proud of how he held his own. My favorite moment coaching this player this year is when he beat Wellsville's first singles, and the smile on his face after that marathon of a match, 5 sets, made coaching so worthwhile. I'm so proud of how he worked hard and improved over the course of his career. He also proved to be a great mentor to our younger players. He will certainly be missed next year. He was a Allegheny County All-Star this year. He also won most of his first singles matches. The only county player that did not was the county MVP from Fillmore. So my MVP award this year goes to senior Anthony Benthorn. Okay, 667-330.
30-some years of coaching, this has been probably the most enjoyable team I've coached. When you look at the team record, the win-loss records in the back, they're not the best we've ever had. But I appreciate this group of kids probably more than any other group that I've had. I would specifically like to recognize a few different situations. First of all, I'd like my all-stars to stand up. We had Callan Todd and Katie Giardini on the boys team, and we had Corey and Brenna and Carmen and Reagan on the girls team. We had two athletes qualified for a track meet, usually held in Salamanca, called the Super 8 meet, in which the top 8 athletes in each event get to compete. Now, when I say top 8, it's the top 8 in Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny County. So we're talking very large schools, we're talking a large number of schools, and both Reagan Giardini and Carmen Crowley qualified for that particular meet. Okay. And at the end of the sectionals, Section 5 always holds what they call the meet of champions, or the state qualifier meet, and we had two athletes who were able to compete in that, and that was Corey Thomas and Brandon Giardini. Our coaches awards this year, on the boys' side, it goes to my only senior, who's been with me for a while, and we've worked really hard to get him to be able to qualify and for sectionals, and I always throw him under the bus because he never quite had his time at a point where I was confident that he would get into sectional meet. So I would enter him in all 4 of his events, and the last 2 years he qualifies in all. And it's really hard because he does the mile, and the 2 mile, and the steeplechase. He ends up running 5 miles in the sectional meet. But my coach's award goes to Katie Giardini. My coach's award for the girls team is just a great person. I really enjoyed coaching because of her, and I'm going to miss her a lot. Corey. Our MVPs this year on the boys' side was a young man who came up for the first time, and he took up my favorite event, the hurdles, Callan Todd. And for our girls team, Reagan Giardini. Sorry about that. 667-303. 303.
And our final sport, once he's still way down there, golf, Mr. Emery.
We had another nice season. I'd like to echo what everybody said up here about our seniors. What an incredible group. You are going to be greatly missed. And again, I've heard it a couple of times now.
service project this year. Over at Bolivar-Richburg, the guys encouraged, we went in to stop to get something to eat. The guys encouraged the fellow we didn't even know to come in and eat with us. So I was very proud of the boys on that one. So that was our unique community service effort for the year. Thank you fellas for that one. And our senior athletes this year, David Abdo, Hayden Gaines, Connor Garrison, James Marchison, Zach Mitchell, and if you guys can stand up quickly. Thank you. I let the fellas pick the awards, and I thought they did a wonderful job on both of these. Our first guy, we had to really encourage him to play this year, and I'm glad that he did. He's got a wonderful sense of humor for an improving golfer also. And this year's MIP goes to Zach Mitchell. And again, tough choice for the MVP this year, and I let the fellows make it, and they did a wonderful job. This kid, although this kid likes sand traps, I don't know, we got to get away from the sand, but this year's MVP is Kate Gaines. And the next number is 667399.
All right, we're going to move on to our Scholar Athlete Awards. I'll come back to one thing, but Scholar Athlete Awards are now will be presented, and it's from the Allegheny County Athletic Association. Each school in the league nominates athletes during each of the seasons, fall, winter, and spring. This year we had 2 runner-ups and 3 winners. Runners-up will be presented with an award certificate. I believe it was put in your packet. It was, okay. Winners will receive a plaque. Our runner-up for the fall was Zach Mitchell. Our winner for the fall was Corey Thomas. In the winter, we had 1 winner, and that was Caden Allen. And in the spring, we had a runner-up, Brenna Wall. And our winner for the spring was Caden Gaines. These awards are based on both academics and athletics. Now we're going to go on to our senior plaques. Coach Loker is going to present these as I announce them. Please stay up front after you receive your plaque. Senior plaques are awarded to those seniors dedicated and commit themselves to participating in 3 sports their senior year. In my opinion, this is one of the best awards a senior can receive. It shows their dedication to athletics here at Bolivar-Richburg. This year we had 15 seniors that participated in 3 sports. Our first recipient with 3 letters, Landon Arnold. Next, Caleb Miller with 3 letters. Also with 3 letters, A.E. Smith. With 4 letters, Connor Garrison. With 6 letters, David Abdo. With 7, Caden Gaines. Also with 7, James Marchison. And also with 7, Zach Mitchell. With 9 letters, Caden Giardini. Also with 9, Aiden Sisson. With 10, Reese Gaines. With 11, Brenna Walt. With 14, Corey Thomas. With 15, Trey Buholtz. And also with 15, Caden Allen. Seniors, just stay up here for just a moment, please. These 15 seniors and the other seniors who participated in 1 or 2 other sports, you guys were great. Great to be around. Just outstanding individuals. This year, we also had the privilege of having our own athletic trainer here at school daily, working with these student athletes and all the other athletes out here in the crowd. This individual puts in a lot of time, making sure our athletes are healthy for competition. As coaches, we might not always agree with this decision, but we know what's best. He knows what's best for our athletes. Again, I know he's not here tonight, but I'd like to give a round of applause to Aaron Jackson. We have a special award we're going to hand out tonight. This lady does a lot for these senior athletes and all the other athletes out there, and parents, grandparents, everybody. She attends our sporting events and provides people with some outstanding pictures. With no pay for it, no asking to do it, she just comes on her own. Whether it's in Albany, whether it's in Binghamton, whether it's here, Portville, wherever, she shows up with that camera around her neck. On behalf of the coaches, parents, athletes, we'd like to thank you, Shar Stowe, for all the time and dedication you put into the work. have a sports booster athletic scholarship first. President Alice Hackett is not available, so I have volunteered to present this. I do know booster member Lisa Taylor's out there, but I'll take care of it. The winner of this award must have participated in at least 3 years of high school athletics, have been accepted into a post-high school education program, have demonstrated sportsmanship, leadership, athletic achievement, community service, and shown academic consistency. This year's female winner is Lakota Champlin. One more ticket real quick. 667-371. 371. And this year's winner for the males is Kate Giardi. Mrs. Walters, we have one left. Last one. 667-386. 386. Next, I'm going to call up Mr. Marchison, who is going to present our Babe Ruth Sportsmanship Awards.
The Babe Ruth Sportsmanship Award is presented to student athletes that have participated in athletics while demonstrating outstanding sportsmanship. This year's runners-up are Clara Pangburn and Zach Mitchell. And the winners of the 2023-2024 Babe Ruth Sportsmanship Awards are Sarah Perkins and Caden Gaines.
Our next award is the Sportsmanship Award and the Jack Ruth Memorial Award. These will be presented by Mr. Leichner. The Sportsmanship Award was established to recognize a senior female athlete for her demonstration of outstanding attitude, cooperation, and dedication to the school athletics program. Participation, initiative, and overall school citizenship are other factors considered in determining the recipient. It is our pleasure this evening to present this year's Sportsmanship Award to Brenna Well. Jack Ruth Memorial Award was established in memory of former Bolivar student athlete Jack Ruth. Jack was a dedicated high school athlete and a fine gentleman worthy of the respect of all. Jack went on to college, graduated, and became a physical education teacher. While returning home from a scuba diving trip, Jack was involved in a fatal automobile accident. His ideals were so high that his Bolivar friends felt his memory should be honored with an award presented to future student athletes who possess similar traits. The selection is made by the Bolivar-Richburg Central School coaching staff, and naturally, with all the outstanding individuals who are Bolivar-Richburg student athletes, this was not an easy decision. This year's recipients have demonstrated success in sports and have provided leadership for their coaches and They've demonstrated a willingness to put the team ahead of themselves and to give every ounce of energy to accomplish a cherished goal. Please join me in honoring this year's Jack Root Memorial Award recipients, Reese Gaines and Aiden Sisson. Before we call up our last awards, I'd like to give Mr. Leichner a round of applause. He has been outstanding to have here this year. He really loves his sports. He can still bring it too. He saw the fastball there on our first sectional game, but he has been a bright spot for our school district, and I'd like to thank him for all he's done. Thanks very much. And our final awards, the McDermott and Chipman Award, are presented annually to the most outstanding seniors for their contributions to all phases of the athletic program during their 4 years of high school. This year, the awards will be presented by our school board president, Mrs. McDonald.
The McDermott Award is presented to a senior girl who has demonstrated outstanding athletic ability, keen interest to serve school and self, and possesses leadership qualities that are noteworthy. The young lady in our senior class who exemplifies these qualities has earned 14 varsity letters. She has been on numerous New York State Scholar Athlete teams. She has been County All-Star and earned other awards. This young lady has shown great sportsmanship and is a great role model. This year's winner of the McDermott Award is Corey Thomas. The Chipman Award is presented annually to a senior boy who has demonstrated outstanding athletic ability, superior qualities of leadership and cooperation. This year's recipients are two young men in our senior class who exemplify these qualities and have earned the respect of teammates and opponents. During their career, they have earned 30 combined varsity letters. They have been members of many New York State Scholar Athlete teams. These young men have all been all-stars in football, wrestling, and baseball. Also, they have won individual sectional titles in the winter and have advanced to state championships in wrestling and baseball. They have been selected to play in the Big 30 football game this summer. Both of these young men have been captain of many different teams. This year's winners of the Chipman Award are Trey Buchholz and Caden Allen.
I'm going to call up our new superintendent, Mr. Margison, to give our closing remarks.
For more than a century, we have studied the importance of participating in sports during a student's high school career. Some of the most extensive studies found that being part of the team helped to foster a collective identity for students, while improving overall health and fitness plateaus much higher than their peers who did not participate. Later studies focused on the ability of sports to help in stress management for young adults, teaching them lifelong lessons on how to balance and budget their time, prioritize responsibilities, and proactively plan ahead. In today's society,
society, we often talk about the lack of soft skills that graduates entering the workforce are deficient in. Buzzwords like resiliency, work ethic, and loyalty. Each of these ideals are inherently mandatory on a team of any sort. Teamwork and collaboration are key components to championship teams. Without them, you don't succeed. When you are a part of a team, you learn how to develop relationships with people who are different than you. You learn how to use positive reinforcement to uplift your peers as well as yourselves. You learn that adversity is a normal ingredient in life that must be met with motivation and determination if it is to be overcome. Most importantly, you learn that the team is much more than you. Academically speaking, a 2017 study done by the University of Minnesota showed that high school athletes overall had a higher GPA, missed less school over the course of the school year, and performed 10% higher in all of their core subjects. It is no secret that student athletes accrue more of life's necessary skills at a younger age. The trick is to continue the practices that you have learned here on our fields and our courts. Contrary to what you might hear upon graduating, your sports careers are not over. In fact, they are just beginning. The lessons that you have learned from your coaches and teammates are lessons for the rest of your life. Whether you enter the military, the workforce, or higher education, teamwork, collaboration, and social interaction are expected. Those who excel will outdo their peers every step of the way. But most importantly, being a student athlete is about pride. Pride in yourself, pride in doing a job to the best of your ability, and pride when your successes lead to victory. And the neat thing about pride is that it is shared. This community is a patchwork quilt of grandmas and grandpas, moms and dads, neighbors and friends, all who are here tonight because of the pride. And I share in those same thoughts and feelings when I say that we are proud of you. For those of you returning next year, it's never too early to start putting in the hard work. For those of you who won't, my hope is that your time here at Bolivar-Richburg as a student athlete has helped to build the skills necessary so when you grow up and have children and the next generation of Wolverine pups come through, we can all be proud of them too. Thank you.
At this time, I would like all of our senior plaque award winners and all of our major award winners to please come up front and have your pictures taken. The rest of you, have a good evening, and thank you for coming. Now the award winners. We got a trophy here. Let's go with Babe Ruth, and then we'll go with the trophies. Babe Ruth, runner-up and winners are up here first. Next, the trophies. Major trophies, let's come forward. Should be 6 of you up here. Wonder if I should just leave these gym classes now. How much is water?
There's not much left in it. The other stuff I have in the freezer, refrigerator.
Take some of the back.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll take some of it back.
Got all these.
Yeah, that's gonna take care of it. Right? Now today,
About an hour and a half, you're pretty close.
yeah, I had to just start in the back. Well, it's hard to hear the way that is. Probably.
Yeah, my sugar get low.
Try some for, take all this stuff.
Ha ha ha.